Now, for people that come into jiu-jitsu, I think, again, a lot of it is just it's unknowns. They don't know, right? So, like, for instance, you were worried about injuries. Really, that's a worry about the unknowns of, am I going to get injured?
Right.
Because now that you know what's going on, you realize that injuries do happen, but they're relatively sparse. They're not too often. Sure, if there's improper training going on, they can be more regular.
Yeah.
But for the most part, they're pretty scattered. They're not all the time. And even when you do have them, you can recover from them. It's fine. And other people, their issues are, I'm out of shape. That's a big one. Always, like, a lot of people are not in shape, or people are worried about maybe they're going to hold people back because they're so uncoordinated or whatever.
Yeah.
People come up with a myriad of things that they're nervous about. And again, it all comes down to the unknowns, because once you come in and you realize, oh, like, I'm a newbie and everybody was a newbie at some point, so nobody's making me feel crappy about it. Oh,
Yeah.
like, I came in and sure, I'm out of shape, but like within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I'm getting better at it. I'm okay. So again, the issues, I always think, anytime we jump into an unknown situation and our body doesn't have a good map of the landscape, and in turn, we have anxiety about it. We have nervousness about it. And even with a competition, if we're competing against someone, we're now going into a situation with a unknown outcome. I don't know this person. I don't know how this is going to feel. I'm in an unknown environment. It's always the same thing. It always comes from the unknowns. And then again, being able to jump into the unknown and know that you have what it takes to deal with that, I think it's a beautiful lesson to learn.
You get over kind of this little hump. Like, once you get over something difficult, like doing something you're afraid of, then other things that you're afraid of become a little easier to overcome. Because you're used to doing something that's uncomfortable or challenging. Jiu-jitsu, and many times, especially as a white belt, is extremely uncomfortable. You may be flat on your back with somebody pancaking on top of you and just crushing you for 5-6 minutes. And can you deal with that? And then, okay, then you got to learn from that situation. So there's a lot of jiu-jitsu is uncomfortable, and it pushes the boundaries of, like, if you're someone, like you said, you have social anxiety, or even difficulty being close to people in close proximity. Well, somebody's holding you down in many instances, or trying to choke you. It's extremely uncomfortable, but getting in that situation where it's almost becomes your norm. Like, it's not weird to you and I. If we walk to somebody on the street and we're like, hey, I do jiu-jitsu where I roll around in pajamas in a padded room. What's the joke people say? And like, you make that joke. Oh, well, yeah, that's normal. That's totally normal. Like, that's our norm. But to somebody else, it's completely out of their comfort zone. And like, I think just you inoculate yourself over time to these things. And